Shalom Akim, your brother Raz Allah from GMS London camp. First and foremost, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GreatMillStone, who teach and rule well. Blessings unto the hopeful elect, Wako Yakodash. That's another upload. In regards to, Jacob and Esau, man, which Jacob represents two tribes, Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the true biblical Israelites, whether you hear it or forbear it, and Esau represents the so-called white man today. It's the spawn of Satan, man, the devil incarnated. That's what's that movie, you had the golden child, what's his name, Sardar and Lumspa, if I'm saying it correctly, which he was like a demon, on earth, incarnated in a so-called white man's body, working with Satan, man. He was one of Satan's right-hand man, so to speak, man. And that's the spirit of Esau, man, because his whole inception and his whole makeup is to come up against Jacob, man, which represents the 12 tribes of Israel, and these devils, as I said, man, I always say it, man, Jacob and Esau are enemies from the womb, man, to the tomb. And these devils, showing that day in and day out how much they hate you, man. How much they hate you, Jakes, man. This is from the Infowars.com, which is not much in the article. It's just a headline and a few sentences. It's liberals celebrate 3.5 million babies aborted at Planned Parenthood. Now that whole genetic genocide program that Esau set up, man, eugenics program, to come against you Jakes and exterminate you off the face of the earth. Why? Because Esau has that perpetual hatred for you Jakes, man. And that's that's his MO, man, because he's still butthurt about the blessings, about losing his blessing, man, from the beginning, from the inception of Jacob and Esau, man, at the time when their father Isaac blessed them. And Jacob basically supplanted Esau for his birthright, man. So these Edomites are still butthurt about that, and that's why they're trying their hardest to exterminate Jake at every given opportunity, man. And you can see it, that these devils are celebrating at the death of Jacob, man. The millions of Jacob's Israelites that are getting put to death, man, babies, being aborted by these so-called nigger women, which is another spawn of Satan right now, because they're dealing with the so-called white man, and they ain't for the so-called black men or the Hispanic man or the Native American man. These nigger women know that they're out of their minds, man. They're for this system of abortion and killing their babies, Israelite babies, man, in the womb, man, because they that's Eve, man. Eve made that deal with the serpent in the garden, which that serpent represents Esau, in the reincarnation, man. That serpent type spirit, man. The devil, basically, man. It says that so these devils are celebrating 3.5 million babies that have been killed, man. That's a lot of babies to be killing, man. And it's probably, the numbers are probably even higher, man. Because this is a yearly thing that these devils are doing. Margaret Sanger, that top witch, she was the head of this Planned Parenthood bullshit society or business that they set up in the first place. And it's all headed by these witches and warlocks anyway, to try and exterminate Jake. But the Lord said he will not do away with Israel, as it says in the book of Romans, the 11th chapter. So these devils can't exterminate Israelites, man. No matter how hard they try. It says the left gave Planned Parenthood President Cecile Richards a proper send-off. Which I'm sure that's this devil on this picture right here. Ultimately, man, as I said, man, Jacob and Esau were never meant to be together, man. They're enemies from the womb. And these devils are showing that day in and day out, man, how much they hate you and despise you Jakes, man. And you still want to love these devils, man. As I said, the nigger woman ain't with us right now, man. They ain't with the Israelite man. They're with Esau, man. They're his right-hand buddy right now. His bed wench. So they're gonna get it too in these last days for accepting this bullshit, man, and aborting millions and millions of Israelite babies, man, around the globe, or especially in Babylon the Great, which is America. But as I said, it goes back to the inception of the two babies, paternal twins, not identical, definitely not identical, because Esau came out, with a curse of leprosy, man, which is meaning that he didn't have no melanin in his skin. But Jacob came out looking normal like every other Jake, before him. his father and also and his predecessors before him, because they were so-called men of color, man. You know, going back to that royal line, you know, starting from Shem, man, down to our Faxad, you know, down to Ibar. I'm skipping certain names, to Sirag, Ru, you know, Nahor, Terah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. That royal line, man. You know, it says Genesis 25 and 25, and it says and the first came out red. The brothers can read the whole story. I'm just going to go straight to the main points. It says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. And in the Hebrew, that name there for Esau is Ashashua, which means wasted away. As I said, his melanin was wasted away. He came out looking translucent, like a dead baby, a dead corpse, man, basically, man. You know, and he stayed looking that way, man. And his blood sort of like, you know, shows full through his skin. And so in verse 26, and it says, and after that came his brother out. It says, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And it didn't describe what color he came out, because he came out looking normal, man, like his predecessors before him, man. You know, and it says, and Isaac was 80 years old when she bare him. Yeah, man. So Jacob came out looking normal, man. It says, and the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man in the field. That's why these devils are always rock climbing and shit, jumping from Mount Everest or trying to climb Mount Everest and all that. All these different things that these devils do, water rafting and all that. The man in the field, they're always outside doing some wild shit, man, in the woods and all that. Brokeback Mountain and all that dumb kind of shits. You know, side joke. It says, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. You know, Jake loved to chill a lot, man. That's that spirit of Jake. That's how you know who the Israelites are. Love to chill in the hood, man. Chill in the house. You know, eating, drinking. You know, going off smoking and all that bullshit. You know, Jake have that chilled, cool, laid back type spirit, man. You know, and it says, and Isaac loved Esau, but he did not eat, because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Yeah, man, because you know Jacob are mama's boys, man. You know, so that's that spirit of Jake. You know, Jake loved their mamas. Even these niggas in the ghetto, man, all they talk about is their mama. They hardly talk about their fathers. You know, all they always talk about is their mamas and all that, you know. Dear mama, you know, that Tupac song and all that shit. But anyway, so yeah, man, these devils are upset because, you know, Jacob, the name Jacob means to supplant in the Hebrew, the Iqab, and he supplanted Esau for his birthright, man. So these devils are still butthurt by that, man, and they want to exterminate Jake, man. I'm gonna jump to that right now. You know, I'm not gonna make this sit down too long. But as I said, brothers can read the, you know, all the stories from Genesis 25 and to Genesis 27 about the blessings and you know that Jacob and Esau received. You know, this is Genesis 27 and 38 or 37. It says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, well, this is after, you know, Jacob's basically supplanted Esau and got the birthright from his father Isaac. You know, it says, behold, I have made him thy Lord. Made who thy Lord? Jacob, man. Because these devils, Esau is made to serve Jake, man. You so-called white people are made to be servants. Jacob are natural born rulers. And that's what's going to happen in these last days, is an analogy of the, you know, Jacob holding the heel of Esau when he came out of the womb, man. Because we're going to bring you devils down. You know, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. And it says, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, man. So Esau's going to be an indigenous slave in the kingdom to come, man. You know, hardcore bondage, man, for these devils, man. You know, because you're top of the, you know, food chain right now is in regards to the nations, the heathen nations. You're top right now. So you're going to be brought very low, from riches to rags, man. It says, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. It says, and what shall I do now unto thee, my son? So Esau was crying like a little bitch, you know, because he got supplanted, and he said he got supplanted twice, you know, once for the birthright and then for his father's blessing. And let's jump to point verse 41. It says, and Esau hated Jacob because the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. It says, and Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then I will slay my brother Jacob, man. So Esau has always wanted to kill you, Israelites, man. Even after they quelled it, the beef, so to speak, in the scriptures, as it tells you, you know, Esau came to kiss Jacob and all that on the cheek, showing that brotherly love and all that. But we ain't brothers no more, man. We ain't been brothers since the Babylonians came into power, when you damn devils was in league with them to take us down, man, saying race it, destroy us as a nation, man. So we ain't been brothers ever since then, man, you know. Or even before that, even since we came out of the land of Egypt, you first encounter of the enemy that we came up against was you Edomites, man. You know, you Edomites was trying to take man out, but that was not the spirit of the Lord. The spirit and the prophecy of the Lord was that we were going to get into the Holy Land of Canaan, because that was the prophecy for us to inherit that land, man, even unto this very day. You know, that's the Lord's favorite land, and that's the Holy Land, and the children of Israel's land to come, man. You know, after the Lord cleansed you demons out of that land, that, you know, made it defiled, and you know, done all kinds of wickedness in that land unto this day, man. That Tel Aviv gay parades and all this shit that you lot are doing over these Jewish rats smacking your head on the wall, you know. Anyway, let's quit ranting on. It says Ezekiel 35:5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, continual hatred, man. For who? For Israel, man. For Jacob, man. It says, and I shed the blood of the children of Israel. See, Israel's spontaneous with the interchangeable with the name Jacob, man, after he wrestled an angel. So it means he is a prince of the power, man, you know, or he has power with the Most High, you know. That's the blessing of Jacob. It says, by the force of the sword. See, so all these different techniques and eugenic programs that you devils have got trying to slaughter Jake, man, that's the force of the sword. By war, biological warfare, physical warfare, you know, eugenics and all that, which the word eugenics means the good seed, you know. And who's the good seed on the earth? Jacob, man. You devils are trying to destroy that, man. But that's going to be disannulled by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man, because you devils are not going to succeed through your New World Order to exterminate Jake, man. Your depopulation programs and all that. So it's by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. It says, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. If thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Yeah, man, because it's going to come on you devils, man, because now, you know, the tables are going to turn and the curse is going to fall upon you, and you're the only nation on the planet that's going to be actually exterminated, man, after 1,000 years of hardcore bondage. You're trying to go hard, your hardest to exterminate Jake. Even in the scriptures in these last days, it says they shall be as madmen, you know, for those Jakes that don't want to take part. Your new mark of the beast system, which is the RFID chip, you're going to be beheaded and torturing them to death. Well, so be it, man. Because, you know, with 2/3 of you're going to get put out of the way, because you're going to go down with this devil for taking the RFID chip system, man, being part of his, you know, New World Order agenda and all that. You know, you're not going to make it, but he ain't going to get to do away with all Israel, because the Lord has his elect, has a remnant reserved, man. You know, his cluster of grapes, as it tells you in the Apocrypha, man. So these devils ain't going to get to do away with all Israel, no matter how much they try, how hard, and how many different biological weapons they try and release, you know, pestilences and eugenic programs to try and create to destroy Jake, man. That shit's going to be disannulled, man, you know, like that covenant or the proposal that the Most High said, if you could reach up into the heavens and reach into the bottoms of the earth, then he would do away with the nation of Israel. But you devils can't reach the bottom of the sea, man. That's too deep, and you definitely can't reach up to the vast gateways of the heavens. That's you know, in the skies and all that, which you call space. You can't reach that, man. That's too far for you, man. Your hand's too short to box with the Most High, man. You know, as they say. But anyway, I'm gonna close out. Death to you devils, anyway, man. You know, Abad the one, man, which means destruction to Esau, Edom, man. You know, and that's what's gonna go down in these last days. You know, but anyway, I'm going to close out, give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Barakatam to the holy elect. Until next time, I say shalom, man.